Well, I'm delighted to be joined transatlantically by Drew Volpe, who those of working supporters who are shareholders will already be aware is standing for election to the board of the football club in the coming AGM in a week or so. So, Drew, great to meet you. And the purpose of this interview is for working supporters to get a look at you and get a listen to you and find out about you. So,
Glad to be here.
with your permission, can we start with where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a town called San Mateo, which is about, I'd say 10 miles south of San Francisco.
Okay.
And it's a great place to grow up. I don't make it back very often now, but it was a great place to grow up.
Okay. And as a child, were you interested in sports, as you call them in the US?
I was everything from soccer, football to American football, baseball, basketball. Loved it all. Loved it all.
Right. And did you take part?
I played football, American football, basketball, tennis, golf, baseball.
Right. So you certainly did take part. Were you good?
At football, I was not. American football and baseball, I was.
Okay. What positions did you play in American football?
I played linebacker and running back.
I had the word linebacker in my head. I don't know why, because I can't tell how big you are sitting there, but it somehow popped into my mind.
A lot bigger. I used to be a lot bigger. But...
All right. Okay. So you've always been interested in sport then. Did you, following school and high school, did you go to university?
I did. I went to school in Dallas, Texas at Southern Methodist University.
Right.
I was going to play football, but I ended up boxing. So it was kind of a transition there.
Right. And what subject did you take there?
Psychology was my major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And from there, you started off your working life in sales and marketing, I think, didn't you?
Correct. In baseball, for the Texas Rangers AA team, which was in North Texas as well, which had kind of been the family business and how I met John Katz in the first place.
Right.
So I figured it was a good transition to kind of learn the ropes before I got into the family business.
Sorry, was this before or after you worked for Paychecks and Frisco Rough Riders?
That was right out of the Frisco Rough Riders. It was right out of college.
Oh, okay. Right. What did you? That was marketing and so on, wasn't it? And you were very successful there.
Yeah, we averaged about 7,300 people in attendance when I was there.
And this is baseball.
Yes, and that led all of AA baseball in attendance. So,
sorry, but for our viewers in this country, what does AA mean? I think I know.
It's 2 levels below. It'd be kind of the equivalent of the EFL,
right?
In England. So,
and does it stand for Athletic Association, something like that? No. All right.
There's AAA, AA, single A.
Oh, okay.
All the way down.
Right. Understood. So you've right from coming out of college, you've been involved in sports management, marketing, etc.
I have.
And you have a family business in that field as well, do you not?
We do. When I was in, I think it would have been 1999 or 2000, we purchased our first team. Obviously, it wasn't me. I was in 8th grade, but I was 13 years old. But we now own 3 teams all around the country. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. And that's how, at the baseball winter meetings, is how John approached me about looking at across the pond, as we say, to look at a team I'm over to invest in.
Right. So yeah, John did actually tell me to ask you how you first met, and he was working for your family firm. I think that's right, isn't it?
I don't think he was originally, but then we hired him, and he was there for 3 years. And so I've known him for probably 21 years, 22 years.
Right. So you must have been fairly young when you first met him.
I was. Yeah. I think I would have been 12 or 13.
Right. Okay. And
he told me I was a young pup.
How did that relationship turn into what it is now, e.g. a partnership in an English football club?
I would say, well, I mean, we constantly stayed in touch as I got older and worked in baseball. And it was, as I said, it was at the baseball winter meetings where he brought up the idea of, I mean, we're both big football fans. So he brought up the idea of looking to do something different. And obviously this year being kind of the weird year it's been, it sped everything up because in the States, the baseball season was totally canceled for us. So we could shift our efforts to doing this full time.
Right. And your family business is called Seventh Inning Stretch, isn't it? And
Yes, sir.
I just want to show off by saying I've taken part in the Seventh Inning Stretch.
That's
A few
where
years,
about that?
San Diego Padres.
That's a great place to catch a game.
Well, yeah, but I think they were one of the half dozen worst teams in the league.
They have been. They've been doing a lot better, but they've definitely had some tough years along the way.
Yeah, I think it was one of them when I was there, but it was a very enjoyable evening anyway. Let's move on. So when did you first become attracted by English football, just in the most general of senses?
The 1996 World Cup.
All right.
Yeah.
That is a long way ago.
It was a long time ago. And so I mean, I always played football as a kid. But you know, that was kind of when all the little kids just chase each other around and nothing ever happens. But then I ended up playing in middle school. So until I was about 14, and then I focused on American football and baseball.
Right. When did you start? So the World Cup, yeah, understandable to get interested in that. When did you start becoming in the English club scene?
I would say in high school. Are you talking about investing? Or are you talking about just being a fan?
No, just a general interest in English football.
I would say 7th or 8th grade. For some reason, I remember having a Bolton Wanderers jersey.
Right.
I don't know where I got it from, but I wore it in my school picture for about 4 years straight. I don't know what the connection was, but I had it.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay. And at what point did you start to think about investing in sport in this country rather than just being interested in it?
I would say 3 years ago, John and I, like I mean, he's obviously a diehard football fan. He goes over every chance he gets. So I'd say probably 3 years ago, he first kind of floated the idea. And then basically a little over a year ago, it was kind of like, okay, well, let's actually like sit down and look at this and start looking at, you know, clubs that would be of interest. And we looked at a bunch of different ones, and Woking to seem like the best fit for us.
What sort of criteria were you looking at clubs with?
I think we wanted, you know, a club with great history, great involvement in the community, because that's obviously big with our teams, our baseball teams over here. And so after, you know, seeing all the social media engagement with the fans and learning about the history of Woking, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Right. And you did look at some other clubs. Were they all in the southeast? I'm not asking you to name any, but I assume proximity to an airport that flies you to America is quite useful.
Yes, location was also an issue. So that definitely helped. So it kind of limited it down. But I mean, for us, it was more about, you know, what's already in existence, involvement with the community, strong fan base, and, you know, that limited it down even more.
Okay. And as I've said already, you're standing for election to the board of directors. So what particular specific skills and experiences do you bring to a role on the board?
I would say that from a sales and marketing perspective and partnering with the community, with companies, that's my expertise, because that's what I've done my entire working life.
Right.
And so kind of knowing the synergies between how the fans support the club, how the club supports the fans, the community. I mean, it all ties in together, and that's what my area of expertise is.
Right. And the way things have panned out, is this not the worst possible time to get financially involved in a non-league football club?
I mean, I think you could say that, but I think that we have enough experience that we could weather any storm. We've already done it for a year here with the baseball teams. And so in a weird way, we kind of have the expertise in doing that because
yes,
we were dealing with obviously it's something that caught us off guard.
yeah.
But
I get that.
keeping people involved with our teams and the community is something that we've done successfully. And so I personally think John would agree that we'd be well equipped to handle the challenges that come our way.
Right. And have you actually been to the Lathwaite Community Stadium? I
have not. I was going to be coming over earlier this year and then again for the AGM, but obviously with the year, it's been impossible to travel, especially because I'm in Dallas, which is a huge hotspot in the States.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the second biggest hotspot for the virus. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I wasn't sure whether you'd been over on any of John's secret trips before anybody knew he existed, but clearly not. So it's an experience you still are waiting for.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully they roll out the vaccine fast enough where I can get over as soon as possible. And then from there, I'd probably be coming over once every 6 weeks.
Right. So you will be around a lot next season.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Fingers crossed things go back to normal.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. It's been rough.
Yeah, we're very hopeful here because we've got the vaccination program underway. Right. So we're very hopeful that next season will be relatively normal, but who knows? Who knows?
Taking a day at a time.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to Woking supporters?
I would just say that, we want everyone along for the ride, everybody in the community. We want open communication. We want input from them, what they like, what they don't like, what we can do better on our end. And, it takes a village to build a team. And I mean, there's already great supporters there. And I think we can bring in a great management team to take it to the next level. Okay.
Right. When you say bring in a great management team, are you talking about football management or off the pitch?
No. We love Dows. I'm talking about John and I come.
I thought I'd better clear that up because people would hear that and immediately assume you were going to sack it.
No. We're fully behind Dows.
Yes.
I'm talking about John and I coming over and helping out.
Yes.
Anywhere we can.
Good to know. Right. Thanks very much for getting up so early this morning.
No problem.
Not aware of the time differences. We started this at 7 a.m. your time.
We did. I'm an early riser. Not an issue.
Good. Grateful for that. And we look forward to, at some point, eventually actually meeting you in the flesh in Woking.
I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate your time, David.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.